At this point, I think most of us are probably familiar with the sitcom Family Matters. In the sitcom Family Matters, there was the character Urkel, who was super, super geeky, and he had a crush on Laura. And that was pretty much the bit throughout the entire show. Everything kind of revolved around the character Steve Urkel. Well, Steve Urkel is actually Jaleel White. He is a grown man now. He's 47 years old, and he just released his memoir. The memoir is Growing Up Urkel, a memoir. Some very interesting things have come of this news cycle. But we're starting to find out a little bit more about his personality, and it just kind of doesn't seem like he's as lovable. There's just some things about him that just kind of just, I don't know, just leave a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. Like, that doesn't seem very nice. That puts us back in touch with Cherry Johnson. Cherry Johnson played Laura Winslow's best friend. They were asked to do a reboot. Jaleel White did not want to do it. He thought that they should go into another direction. I will let you see him explain it himself.
Somewhere around 2013, 2014, I was approached by one of our former producers that Netflix had interest in doing a reboot of Family Matters on the heels of Fuller House having done so well. And that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't feel that it was right for us to have to copy what Full House had done. What I imagined for any reboot effort would be inspired by what really happened. How Family Matters came to pass is actually a greater story than what was made up inside the show. Going onto a show that was never intended for me to be the star of, making it last for 9 years, growing up on a studio lot and in public school at the same time, that to me was the greater story that needed to be told for today. When I pitched that to one of my former executive producers, all he had to say to me was, Jaleel, nobody's interested in your memoirs.
You want to take this show that wasn't supposed to be about you and take a new show, make it about you because it wasn't supposed to be about you. So this is all about you. Cherry Johnson put this on her own page just as a response. And she was trying to be very, very kind about it.
You guys kept asking me, and Sean and Darius asked me not to say anything because they didn't want to ruin the legacy for the fans. But now he said it himself.
I could see a Family Matters reboot, but I believe that the Family Matters reboot should more so be something along the vein of what they did with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the transition into Bel-Air. Bel-Air is an excellent show, and the way that it's become very, very serious and they've taken on those different types of themes, it's just done very, very well. And it actually it does justice to the original in that way. And we can all love them both and just love them differently. Family Matters is not one of those shows where I've seen every single episode, but it's like I do have incredible respect for the actors that were on the show. I love Jo Marie Patton. I love Reginald Bell-Johnson, Kelly Shania Williams, Darius McCrary, Sean Harrison, of course. Oh my goodness, Michelle Thomas. Rest in peace to Michelle Thomas for sure. And that poor little girl, Jamie Foxworth, just went upstairs and she never came back down. Here's the comment that I made on social media, and I just want to read this to you guys because this is exactly how I feel about the show. And actually, before I say this comment, let me just tell you guys an honest truth, right? I never liked the Steve Urkel character. I didn't even like when they transitioned into Steve Urkel. And I mean, I have incredible empathy for him because I know how difficult that must have been to be typecast into a character like that. And then the older you get, you're not wanting to do Urkel impressions. Like I totally get that. And it just reduces you as a person. And then him being a man, like I'm pretty sure there must have been a lot of things to unpack with that and like going through childhood. You know, now you're almost 50 and people still trying to get you to do the Urkel suspender pop type of thing, you know? So I completely get that and know why that Steve Urkel would have made sense for him and just, you know, kind of wanted to just grow out of it and get out of it in a sense, right? There's an angle where they could have produced the reboot without him and without an over-the-top character like Urkel. Eddie Winslow and Waldo Faldo were good for goofy comic relief. Nobody would have wanted to see Urkel rehashed as a grown man. Not even sure if Stefan Urkel would have worked either. They may have even been able to make it more serious like Bel-Air. You do Family Matters like that. You take Family Matters and give it a darker, more serious theme. You remove the Urkel role completely. You guys have a hit show on your hands. That's something that I would want to see. So I don't know what you guys think, but ain't nobody coming to see you, Urkel.